In this video, you're going to learn fractions as decimals. But before we get started, imagine you're cooking dinner for your friends and you are going to make chicken rice. And you have 2 kg of chicken, and also 8 of your friends are coming. And you want to make sure that everyone has equal amount of chicken. So does this sound like a math problem? Yes, it is. So you have 2 kg of chicken, you have 8 people. How many each person would get in terms of chicken? So if you don't know how to use fractions as decimals, then what will happen is that some of your friends might get more chicken and they might be very, very happy. Who doesn't like more chicken? But some of your friends might get less chicken and they might cry in the inside. So if you know how to use fractions as decimals, then every friend that you have will get equal number of chicken. This is because before dinner, you were able to split the chicken equally. How you do that is you divide 2 with 8. So 2 kg of chicken divided by 8 people. And this gives you 0.25 kg of chicken. So each person gets an equal amount, which is 0.25 kg of chicken, because you have a weighing scale in your kitchen and you're able to weigh precisely, accurately, exactly 0.25 kg of chicken. And that is an easy win. So let's get started on the first example. So the first example looks very familiar, right? So express the following 2 divided by 8 as mixed number. So grab your paper and pen and you can pause this video. And once you're done, you can unpause to see whether your workings and your answer is correct. All right, so let's get started on the working. So you'll probably put it something like this. And the first question is, can you have 2 divided by 8? Probably not. So what you need to do is to put a 0 at the end, and now there is a bigger number, 20, that now you can use it to divide with. So what is the closest number to 20 that can be divided by 8? So the closest or biggest number that is close to 20 that is a multiple of 8 is 16. So we also need to put 0 point because we add a 0 at the end of 2. So that's why we put 0 point. And now with this, we minus 16. And since 16 is a multiple of 8, and how we get 16 is 2 times 8, right? And once we are done with this, we just minus off, and this will give us 4. So now 4, can it be divided by 8? Probably not. So same thing, we're going to put a 0 at the end. And now is 40 a multiple of 8? Yes, it is. So how do we get 40? Essentially, we have to multiply 8 with number 5. So that is where we will have no remainders at the end. So the answer for this 2 divided by 8 is 0.25. And that is an easy win. So let's move on to the next example. So same thing, pause this video, try out your workings and see whether you got the correct answer. If you're done, you can unpause the video to see if you get the correct answer. All right, so let's see if you got this correct. So can 27 divided by 5? Yes, but what is the closest to the number 27, which is also a multiple of 5? If your answer is 25, you are right. So you have 27 minus 25. Since we are not adding zeros at the end, we can just put it as 5. And you must put the dot as well so that you know there is decimal later on. So now 27 minus 25, this will give us 2. So can 2 divide by 5? No. So what we need to do is to put a 0 at the end. And now can 20 divided by 5? Yes. So 20 is a multiple of 5. And how we get 20 from the number 5 is number 4. And now it gives us 0 remainder. So if your answer is 5.4, you are right. And that is an easy win. Now it's going to get a little bit tough. Express the following 1 over 3 or the fraction 1 over 3 as decimal to 1 decimal place. So pause this video to try it on your own, and if you are done, you can unpause the video. So let's go through the workings and the answer. So the working will look something like this. So first question is, can we have 1 divided by 3? Not really. So what we need to do is to add a 0 to get from 1 to 10. And now can 10 divided by 3? The answer is yes. But since we put a 0, we need to put a 0 point because this is going to be a decimal place number. So what is the number that's closest to 10 that is also a multiple of 3? If your answer is 9, you are right. So what is 10 minus 9? Pretty straightforward. The answer is 1. And since 9 is 3 times 3, we'll put 0 0.3. So I think it's the same question, right? What is 1? Can 1 be divided by 3? You can't. So what you need to do is to add another 0 at the end. And what is the closest number? 9, right? So you minus 9 again. And it becomes 0.33. And the thing is, you see that we need to have it to one decimal place. So what that means is that right now 0.33 is a two decimal place number. The thing is that if we want to make it to one decimal place, what we need to do is that we need to round up the second decimal place number to the first. And since 3 is lower than 5 or smaller than 5, that means we won't add the number 1 to the first decimal place number, which is over here, number 3. And the answer should be rounded to 0.3. And if your answer is 0.3, congratulations, you are right. And that is an easy win. So the last one is very, very similar, but this time is we need it to be a two decimal place answer. So you can pause this video, try out the workings, and see the answer. If you want to see the answer, you can unpause this video. All right, so let's go through the workings. So the working will look something like this. And can 50 divided by 3? Yes, you can. So usually you will focus on the first number, which is number 5. So we can just minus the first number over here because 3 is very close to 5. So we will put 1 on top. And this will give us 2. And the thing is that can you have 2 divided by 3? Probably not. So we will put down the 0 as well. So what is the closest number that you can minus 20, which is a multiple of 3? So if you count, the answer should be 18, right? So 18, what is the number that if you multiply by 3 will give you 18? If your answer is 6, you are right. So now you have 20 minus 18, and this will give us 2. And the thing is that the remainder 2, can it be divided by 3? You can't. So what you need to do is to put a 0 at the end. And since this is 20, I think you probably know what you want to minus off. And this will be minus 18 as well. And that's where you put the decimal place, the first decimal place, which is 6. And the thing is that 20 minus 18, it gives us 2, and it actually do the same thing over and over again, which is 16.66 over here. And if you continue with the two decimal places, because it gives you 6, then the answer roughly is 16.666666, right? So we need to round up to the two decimal place. That means the third decimal place that we have over here, we will have to round up or round down. And since 6 is more than 5, we will actually have to round up. So that means the second decimal place, which is still 6, is going to be added by 1. So that means this will round up to 16.67. And that is an easy win. So now you know how to express fractions as decimal. Practice a little bit more and you probably get the hang of it. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want more of this kind of videos, subscribe down below and comment down what other topics you want me to go through next. See you in the next one. Bye bye.